Hey everybody, it is January 24th, 2009. I'm Sonic Suns, and I talk to you a little bit about censorship, which is becoming increasingly difficult thanks to the internet. There are places, China being the biggest example, holding, 1 billion people and trying to censor their entire internet. There are places that don't care very much for freedom of speech, freedom of information, these sorts of things. Which... There's a whole other debate about whether to do like copyright things, and that's where you hear a lot of stuff, whether or not we're clamping down on internet stuff and whatever. There's this even more poignant problem of, let's say, people who simply want to criticize their government without violating copyright laws or blah blah blah. Which I think most people watching this, being that this video is on the internet, you probably don't care very much for copyright laws anyway. And this video, by the way, is Creative Commons licensed, so there. Back on the point. There are a lot of people in China who would like to criticize their government, but if they do so, crap happens. You get fined, you get thrown in jail, you just might sort of mysteriously die while you're in jail. Like when Abu Ghraib came out, which was a terrible disgrace to America and the way we were treating our prisoners, China kept fairly quiet, so as not to draw particular attention to their long-standing, incredible mistreatment of prisoners. And incredible, imprisoning people that absolutely don't deserve it. Like, I think the Chinese government is crap. Like, oh, well, screw it. But there needs to be a way to express what you believe in. To particularly express the information that a corrupt government or corporation not want you to get out. A document, let's say, proving, or at least indicating, that someone has done something wrong, unethical, immoral, violated the public trust, if the public even did have any trust. Half the time it's like, yeah, we knew you were corrupt in the first place, but good to have specific confirmation of that. And there are these people over at a website called Wikileaks, which has no connection to Wikipedia as far as the organization goes. They use some of the same software. This group formed in large part by Chinese dissidents who decided, screw it, we have an internet now, everyone should be able to send out anything they've got. It's important. And they do specify, on like documents, for instance, as opposed to just saying, hey, like putting up a blog or whatever. Though, of course, having free blogs is important, too. WikiLeaks, though, is a really serious organization. I discovered this sometime, like, late 2007, I'm guessing? I forget. And, like, they don't even have, like, names for the people in charge of WikiLeaks, generally. Like, half the time they don't even have pseudonyms. It's just us. It's just the people that manage WikiLeaks. Like, no, we're not even giving you a freaking pseudonym. Oh, okay. They have, like, dozens of domain registrations. This is, like, WikiLeaks, I think they have, like, .com, .org, .net, .whatever, .de, and .uk, or .co.uk, or then they have, like, freedomsbell.org, and they have, like, you just Google it, like, WikiLeaks cover names. There are dozens of them, which are available for the public, and then there are, like, dozens more that are kept secret, and they'll reveal it to you, like, under certain circumstances. There's, like, this big old link on their front page to submit documents, and they're like, okay, there's various levels of security you can use here. There's various, like, pieces of advice of how to make sure no one knows, you leaked this thing to us. Like, there's even a procedure for, like, if you absolutely can't get access to a computer, you can, like, put the thing in a secret, like, box and mail it, or even drop it off, I think, to a secret location, and then, like, one of their secret people will secretly pick it up and then put it online and stuff. They got a whole thing with that. They got an encrypted chat room, You can encryptedly ask them, like, how, should I leak to them secret things or whatever. I'd actually thought of this concept before I realized the website. That's probably how I found it, actually, was, like, Googling around that idea. I'm like, hey, there should be a place, if you've got something that people need to know about, there's, like, one place to send it. They have it here. They've got, dozens of secret servers in various places. Someone tried to take them down once. It was the Bank of Julius Baer, or whatever. And they got the domain name wikileaks.org shut down by a court in California. But then WikiLeaks itself just kept going, and then very much publicized the fact that they had been censored. And it's the internet, you really can't hardly censor anything, you know? You could bring up a couple objections to this, of course. You could say, well, what about leaking things unethically? And in fact, originally, anyone could post any document and it would just appear on the site immediately, sort of like Wikipedia. And then it became, okay, well, you actually post it and then our staff will look over it to make sure it's not like total spam or some crap. But that's the thing, they have a staff of incredibly anonymous people to look over this, go through basic ethical and factual tests. They put it up there, and then anyone can put comments and analysis and stuff of whether this thing seems to be true. You know, is this a forgery? Someone put this up on purpose? You know, what are the various implications of this? And they made some serious leaks. They leaked, well, according to them, they leaked more government documents in 2008 than the rest of the world's media combined. They're like the place for leaking secret government documents. They have stuff from the United Nations here. They have stuff from the United States, for instance. They got the Guantanamo Bay procedures. They have like standard operating protocols for Camp Delta, which is the manual, basically, for what you do in Guantanamo. And it says in there, for instance, that certain prisoners are off limits to the Red Cross, which, you know, publicly, they've been saying, no, anyone can talk to the Red Cross if they want to. And their friends said, no, actually, no. Oh, and then they took a stab at Scientology. Isn't that nice? Leaked documents pertaining to, like, the upper levels of Scientology. Scientology is just messed up, man. Like, you know, everyone, you could have your own religions, but like this particular organization is just not nice, shall we put it mildly. In January 2009, just now in January, over 600 reports in the United Nations, 10% of which were marked, quote, strictly confidential, unquote, were leaked. And no one could find these guys. They're associated with people over at the Pirate Bay who absolutely know how to get stuff out online without anybody knowing. And unlike the Pirate Bay, I don't have any serious so far ethical qualms about, you know, I believe in copyright to a degree anyway. No, copyright. No, this is stuff that people need to know. I haven't heard really anything about them leaking anything in a malicious way, screwing stuff up. No one's identity has been found. Not if they talked only to WikiLeaks. There are a couple people that talked to WikiLeaks and sent it to, like, somebody else, and via somebody else they were traced. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, I hope, you know, it doesn't ever come corrupt or something, you know, because everything is, you know, has the potential of being corrupted. But so far, if you're in China, particularly, if you're behind the Golden Shield project, they call it, which is, you know, the Chinese way of a thing of censoring the internet, and you've got something from the Chinese government, the world should know it, send it to WikiLeaks. They have a way. They always have a way of you know, publishing it, getting out there, and keeping you anonymous. You know, so it's China's Golden Shield. This is like the Silver Spear or something. I don't know. Thanks for watching. See you later.